What are electoral bonds? Electoral bonds are like promissory notes that can be bought by any Indian citizen or any company that's incorporated in India from the State Bank of India. The citizen can then donate the same to any eligible political party in India. How can you buy them? These bonds are issued by the State Bank of India. The bondholders and beneficiary party need to have an account with the SBI. If the payee doesn't have an account, he or she can pay the bank directly. The donor who purchases the bond will pay the money into his or her account, and then the money is transferred to the beneficiary's account within 15 days of the issue. What is kept anonymous? The name of the donor and the beneficiary party is kept anonymous. However, since all the know your customer norms that are applicable to general bonds are applicable to these bonds as well, so while the donor identity is protected, it is not completely untraceable. Why is anonymity necessary? The government says protecting the identity of the donor and the party to which he or she is donating is necessary, as otherwise political parties might harass those who fund their rivals. Some also justify the anonymity clause, saying that the candidate could be judged by their funders rather than their ideas if the donations are made transparent. Now, why is this a problem? Critics of the electoral bond scheme say that it is not a transparent process. The Association for Democratic Reform says that 85 to 90% of the electoral bonds issued before the general elections this year were received by the BJP. The masking of the donations also gives rise to fears of a nexus between the donors and their parties. The Congress alleges that the anonymity clause was introduced as a safeguard for corporate donations, a charge that the BJP dismisses. What does the opposition want then? The opposition wants complete transparency in the purchase of electoral bonds. The government says that if agencies want, and if it is required, it is always possible for them to trace where the money originated from, as the entire process is official and happens through banking channels, for which proper documentation is required for both the donors and the parties. What is the alternative then? India has predominantly banked on cash donations for politics, which often results in illegal cash floating around and dubious funding during election time, and cash has zero traceability. So is this a move towards transparency or not? While this is a step towards transparency in election funding insofar as making sure it is done through official channels is concerned, and since the donation is being done through banking channels, this would ensure that fully tax-paid cash is finding its way into campaign finance. But critics argue that the government should take another step towards complete transparency by revealing the identity of the individual donors or companies as well. While it would be wrong to say that it is not any more transparent than cash donations, but surely as voters, we deserve the right to be able to scrutinize who is paying our politicians and thereby influencing their campaigns. Lobbying exists, and if we make it transparent, then as voters, we can make a more informed choice.